Just like depending on the ending of a word, or depending on what word is added to a particular word, the meaning changes. The same way, depending on which note you're going to emphasize at the end, for example, will change the chord being used, even though the notes are the same. The phrase, even the phrase is the same. For example, I'm going to use again the CDE example. Just 3 notes. I'm going to use it now. C, D, D, C. If I'm going to play C, D, D, C, remember, we can easily omit the D and just find a chord for the C and D. That's possible. C and D, you have the C major chord. C, D, D, C, or A minor. C, D, D, C, C, D, D, C. Possible. But what if I'm going to stay on the D again? C, D, D, C, D. It doesn't really match. I can of course put my little finger here and use the elixir chord, the C add ninth, which has all the 3 notes. C, D, D, C, D. That works fine. What if I wanted to find a triad chord, a simpler chord? C, D, D, C, D. I can use the D minor chord, for example. It has the D note in it. It's part of the C major scale family. C, D, D, C, D. Also the G major chord can be used. G major chord is G, B and D. So D is there and we are going to stay on the D. We can use it. C, D, D, C, D. Possible too. Another option is B, D, F. That is the diminished, but it sounds a little bit awkward. It's useful if you're going to resolve from this chord to something else. C, D, D, C, D, C. Possible. What if I'm going to stay on the E? C, D, D, C, C, D, D, C. That's one. C, D, D, C. We can try the E minor chord, but let's start with the A minor chord. A minor chord has A, C and D, all of them. C, D, D, C, D works. C, D, D, C, D. That's also not too bad. That's A minor. This is how you can find chords for a phrase and change it based on which note is being emphasized, especially at the end, or which note you're going to stay along. There you have to make sure that the chord is something which suits the note. You already saw C, D, D, C, C, D, D, C, D, C, D, D, C, D. This is similar to, for example, if you know the meaning of the word give, it doesn't mean that we know the meaning of the word give up or give in or give away. All of them mean different things. Same way, we may know the chord for a phrase, but then depending on what is being added, what is the modification, or where you're going to stay at the end, you will have to vary the chord and use something which is suitable. But this is something you can always use. You can always start with the notes of the phrase, try to find out a chord based on the phrase, omit some of the notes, try to find something which is, for example, which has a 3-note difference in between or a 2-note difference. It also works if that is a phrase. Try it.